The rescue dog Zip approached a dying orphan foal, and what happened next left everyone bewildered. Excitement filled the Alabama horse farm as they anticipated the imminent arrival of Sandy's foal. The farm owner, Carla Swindle, eagerly looked forward to welcoming the new addition. On this farm, all animals are treated as beloved pets, and Sandy holds a special place as one of Carla's favorites. The birthing process was smooth, and the newborn foal, Ty, exhibited robust health. Carla witnessed the entire birth, attentively rejoicing as Sandy effortlessly brought Ty into the world and observed the foal's rapid standing. The initial week unfolded harmoniously, with Sandy dutifully tending to Ty, embodying the nurturing role of a new mother. During regular visits to the barn with Zip, her dog, Carla observed Ty exhibiting typical foal behaviors, contentedly eating and behaving as expected. The idyllic scene took a sudden and distressing turn. After a routine feeding session, Carla and Zip discovered Sandy, who had been in perfect health, now suffering from alarming sweats and uncontrollable shivering. There had been no strenuous activities to explain this sudden decline, raising immediate concern for Carla. The once healthy mare was clearly unwell, creating a sense of urgency. Meanwhile, little Ty appeared frightened and disoriented in the corner of the stall, unaware of his mother's distress. Carla quickly contacted the vet, who administered medication. Over the next 2 days, Sandy fought bravely against her illness, tending to her foal whenever she could. Carla supported them by providing replacement milk for Ty, spending countless hours at the stables during this challenging time. However, by the 3rd day, it became clear that this was a battle they could not win. Ty lay in a corner, visibly sad, while Zip, usually indifferent to the horses, unexpectedly showed empathy. He lay beside Ty, offering gentle licks of comfort. Carla was moved to tears by this connection. As she examined Sandy, it became evident that the mare was in significant pain, leading to the heartbreaking decision to euthanize her. This was especially difficult given that Ty was just a few days old. To protect the foal, Ty was moved to a different stall with Zip, marking the beginning of a unique bond. Then, one fateful day, Zip approached Ty and began barking to alert Carla and the farm workers. Intrigued, Carla investigated and found Ty acceptable. But Zip's insistence led to a thorough examination, revealing that the foal had developed a low-grade fever. The dog's keen instincts had detected Ty's illness early, raising concerns that he might suffer the same fate as his mother. As they initiated treatment for Ty, Zip took on a caregiving role, treating the foal as if he were his own. The fear lingered that, after losing his longtime canine companion, Zip might face another heartbreak. The foal provided him with a renewed sense of purpose, but the emotional toll of a potential loss weighed heavily on everyone involved. For Zip, who had never slept outdoors, that night marked a poignant departure from routine. Refusing to leave the ailing Ty's side, Zip chose to spend the night with the orphaned and critically ill foal, exemplifying a profound commitment to his newfound mission. Concerned for the dog's well-being, Carla attempted to coax him indoors, but he remained steadfast. Even the prospect of dinner couldn't lure him inside, prompting Carla to bring the meal to him. As a united front, they exerted tremendous effort to nurse the foal back to health, each harboring a genuine desire for a different outcome than what had occurred with his mother. Throughout the night, Carla vigilantly checked on them every few hours, finding some relief around 4:00 a.m. as the foal exhibited signs of improvement, allowing Carla to succumb to much-needed sleep. However, her reprieve was short-lived, abruptly disrupted by the resounding bark of the dog outside. To Carla's astonishment, Zip and Ty engaged in playful pasturing interactions. While the foal had made remarkable progress, this wasn't the culmination of the dog and foal's narrative. Instead, it signaled the beginning stages of a friendship destined to endure. Engaged in playful interactions, the foal's strength began to surge from that moment onward. Thanks to Zip's vigilant care, the dog was determined to ensure the foal's well-being, gently nudging him and encouraging playfulness and vitality. Together, they galloped across the pasture, each escapade contributing to the foal's increased vigor. During moments of rest, when the foal prepared for a nap, Zip would lie beside him, offering comfort through gentle licks, a heartwarming sight captured in videos that brought smiles to many. After transitioning from milk, Ty started feeding from a bucket, marking a significant milestone in his development. The horse flourished, and Carla attributed much of this progress to the unique bond with Zip. Without the dog's companionship, caring for the horse might have proven challenging, jeopardizing his survival and potential for thriving. While their relationship was indeed special, it cast a shadow over what would unfold later, adding an element of fear and the potential for tragedy. Zip devoted much of his time to Ty, a departure from his usual routine of playing with Carla across the farm. In the presence of the foal, Zip assumed roles akin to a father, best friend, and protector. Despite the considerable size difference, Zip's protective instincts often landed him in challenging situations. Sometime later, while Carla and the farmhands were diligently working, a sudden disturbance drew their attention to the pasture in front of Ty's barn. Disturbing noises echoed from the area, and Zip's barking, uncharacteristically intense, filled the air with an urgency that sent shivers down Carla's spine. It was a mix of anger and fear. At the same time, Ty's uncharacteristic moans pierced the usual calm of the farm, marking a stark departure from the horse's typically quiet demeanor. The situation in the pasture demanded immediate investigation. A collective rush ensued as everyone hurried to the scene, only to be met with a terrifying sight. Zip stood valiantly in front of Ty, bravely shielding him from a giant, aggressive snake that reared up, posing a direct threat to both animals. The snake's menacing posture required cautious steps from the onlookers. Before anyone could react, the serpent lunged at Ty, but Zip was resolute, determined to protect the foal. With a swift and courageous leap, he positioned himself between the snake and Ty. While the farm had encountered snakes before, they typically avoided humans and retreated quickly when threatened. The farm hands would usually capture and relocate them without incident. This confrontation wasn't Zip's first with a snake. Ordinarily, the serpents chose the path of least resistance, preferring to escape rather than engage. Carla, hesitant to harm any animals, had seen Zip handle snakes successfully in the past. There was a time when his agility allowed him to dispose of them swiftly. However, age had slowed Zip's reactions, making him more vulnerable. In this encounter, his attention seemed divided. He was not only focused on the snake, but also monitoring Ty and the approaching humans. This distraction left him less focused than usual. Despite having ample space to retreat, the snake, fueled by aggression, showed no interest in avoiding the confrontation. It appeared determined to fight. As the snake lunged at Ty, Zip sprang into action, intercepting the serpent with a powerful shake. He flung the snake away, but it remained aggressive, ready to engage again. Zip persisted, ultimately throwing the snake far enough to allow the humans to intervene safely. Initially agitated by the encounter, Ty needed calming as they sought to locate the snake. Their intention was to capture and release it in a nearby field. However, upon closer inspection, they realized the snake had sustained severe injuries, rendering any rescue attempt futile. While the farmhands attended to the injured snake, Carla turned her focus back to her loyal dog. A sinking feeling rippled through Carla's heart as she saw Ty standing over Zip in the pasture, nudging his motionless body. Zip remained unresponsive, and the horse desperately tried to encourage him to stand. Witnessing this heartbreaking scene, Carla feared that Zip might have sacrificed himself to protect Ty. Rushing closer, relief washed over her as she noticed Zip was still breathing, albeit in dire condition. 2 distinct wounds on his leg bore witness to the snake's bites. Time was of the essence. Carla knew she had to get Zip to the vet urgently. Without hesitation, she carefully lifted the ailing dog and placed him in her car, determined to reach the vet before the venom spread. However, time seemed to resist their efforts to separate Zip from his equine friend. Unaware that the humans were attempting to assist, Ty fiercely clung to his canine companion. The dog, a hero in his own right for the second time in saving Ty's life, exemplified their shared profound bond. Despite acknowledging the strength of this connection, there was no luxury of considering Ty's feelings in those critical moments. Each passing second could determine whether Zip would be saved or lost. A farmhand stepped in to restrain the foal, allowing Carla to drive away without Ty's interference. Upon arriving at the vet, immediate treatment commenced for Zip. The advantageous aspect of the situation was that the snake had bitten Zip on the leg, where there was more bone and less tissue. Consequently, the venom had a slower penetration rate and didn't spread as rapidly throughout his body. Carla swiftly transported Zip to the vet in mere minutes after the confrontation, increasing his chances of recovery. The vet promptly administered medication and excised damaged tissue to ensure Zip's survival and preserve his leg. Following these crucial interventions, their course of action transitioned into a waiting period. Regular wound cleaning and continuous IV medication were part of Zip's care regimen, but the dog had to battle for his recovery. Zip was in a delicate state, closely monitored as he navigated a challenging recovery. Meanwhile, Carla and her team were deeply concerned about Ty, a once vibrant horse now showing signs of distress. Ty had stopped eating, appeared depressed, and shunned the usual comfort of human interaction. Despite Carla's efforts to entice him with hand-fed treats like apples and carrots, he remained disinterested, refusing to leave his stall for play. It seemed that witnessing Zip's condition had left a profound impact on him. He likely believed that Carla had taken Zip away because they couldn't save him. Carla was acutely aware that Ty couldn't survive on water alone for long, so she hoped to reunite him with Zip before any serious health issues arose. The team was also worried about Zip's leg wound, which could become infected. For several days, Zip struggled, even experiencing moments of respiratory distress. Fortunately, the medication began to take effect, and he gradually regained consciousness. When he finally woke, his joy at seeing Carla was palpable, and while his leg wound was still red, it showed signs of healing, bringing relief to everyone who cared for him. As Zip regained his strength, he resisted being confined indoors, likely anxious about Ty. The vet agreed to let him return home, provided he remained calm and didn't overexert himself. However, upon arriving at the farm, Zip surprised everyone by leaping out of the vehicle and sprinting toward the barn. Ty, spotting his friend, began a joyful dance, lowering his head to greet Zip with affectionate licks. The reunion was a heartwarming sight, moving onlookers to tears of joy. Carla, mindful of the vet's advice, ensured Zip rested during the day while placing his food in the shade of trees. In a beautiful twist, it was Ty who lay down beside Zip, offering companionship as they both embarked on their healing journey together. Their extraordinary friendship had been a source of strength through difficult times, and now they could support each other in recovery.